suppress the black vote. Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
Online.
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Would you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, could we please see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Would you have an issue if there was a rule saying you got to show your ID before you vote?
Nah.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
Do you have ID normally? Do you carry ID on?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would you say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
What does that say to you for the people who have this perception of ID?
They're pretty much ignorant. That's why my thought process was.
I just think that's ignorant.
Ignorant.
That's the
Very,
word I hear
very
a lot.
ignorant.
You think?
Very, very ignorant.
I think it is a little racist because, you know, you're putting people in a category and you have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe a little bit of racism in it, but like I said, I think it's more stupidity and ignorance.
A high school student brings the two to court over a stolen wallet, and the defendant incriminates himself pretty much immediately.
Give me what was stolen?
My wallet.
What was in your wallet?
It was $50.
Okay.
My earpiece and a calculator.
There was no earpiece in it now.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Come back, ma'am. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again. Count one will be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring it back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying to...
Yes, I did. I'm not going to the...
I believe you... Did you say...
Yes,
me?
actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I
gonna
find you in
lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
And he was like, it's his car. And I said, okay, well, can I have a seat on your car while I talk to my husband?
Just a second. Can you what?
Can I have a seat on his car while I
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23-year-olds should know better than to say, can I sit on your car?
I mean, if somebody wanted to sell my car, they would definitely have to ask me. Okay, but,
Listen to me.
yes, ma'am.
Sit on your stoop. Sit on your hands. Take out a chair. You don't sit on somebody else's car.
We do
You
that.
don't. Not we do that. I'm telling you. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say to all the people in our gallery, how many of you regularly sit on the hood of other people's cars? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Turn around. Not a one. Not
But
one. Do you know, listen to me, do you know why you don't do that? First of all, because you're a very nice lady and you have a very nice shape. You're not Twiggy. Which means that when you put your weight on metal, it may damage the metal. It's the same reason why you don't say to a 2-year-old, how would you like to jump up and down on this car hood? Because it may damage the car. Now, you want to do that on your car, go ahead. But you don't do that on somebody else's car.
My car was gone at the time.
Patrice is a 7-year-old who has been diagnosed with leukemia, a cancer that affects bone marrow and blood cells. Her doctor wants to start her on chemotherapy as soon as possible.
That? Just let her die.
But you didn't lose your hair, you shaved your head.
Well, I shaved my head so I wouldn't have the big clumps of hair falling out.
Well, you said you lost your hair, but you didn't, you shaved your head.
In the beginning, I shaved my head to where my hair was very short, yes.
And we asked you about this morning, and you put our producer on the phone with a nurse from the Christus Trinity Mother Francis Hospital in your hometown, right?
Yes.
Sharon Hodges.
Yes.
Who's a nurse there. Was she involved in your treatment?
Yes, I knew her from having visits there.
So when you had your surgery and your chemo and your radiation, she treated you?
Well, she was one of the nurses there.
And so the producer talked to her, and she told the producer that you went through cancer treatments, several months of chemo in 2012, and confirmed ovarian cancer. We asked for Sharon's work email so we can also get an email confirmation, and she wouldn't do that. She said she was worried that she would get in trouble.
I called, and they had told me I needed to sign, records release and things, so I don't know if...
Well, we had one more question for her, so we called back to that hospital and asked for Sharon Hodges.
Okay.
And they said there's no Sharon Hodges that works there. Who is Jenny?
Are delicious, but I want to show my take on a classic. Thailand's national dish, pad thai.
Okay, a quick pad thai.
I fry shallots, garlic and chili, with salt and a little bit of sugar.
Colour on the shallots. Half the spring onions.
This is a dish I love cooking at home. I'm using delicious king prawns and adding some extras like chili and tamarind paste.
I'm so excited, I'm going to be cooking for the monks today.
Yes.
Never cooked for monks before.
Me too,
Those prawns smell amazing.
My pad thai is made sweet and sour with fish sauce, salt and sugar.
Turn up the gas. And then tamarind paste.
A beaten egg is cooked in the wok and then added with the noodles and bean sprouts to the sauce.
I hope they're going to be happy with this, you know that?
I think the monk will be happy.
Prawns and fresh coriander finish the pad thai. But what will Chan think of my quick and easy version of this classic?
And then some peanuts around the outside. Happy? Oh, no.
But I have to taste.
Yeah, please, I'd like
Before
to.
you go call pad thai, I have to taste it first. What do you want to know from me? Ask me.
Well, how is it? Oh, no. Look at that face.
This is not pad thai at all.
This is not pad thai? No.
Pad thai have to be sweet, sour, and salty.
I showed them where all the nice cuts of meat came off the chicken, and then you're left with a carcass with all the ribs and the little bits of giblets and blood and skin and stuff like that. So I'm going to tell you a little story about how you can use all the leftover bits to make food. And watch me. Some of the processed foods that you love are made from the bits you don't like. Bone, all the connective tissues, little bits of bone marrow and stuff like that. They even add chicken skin. Put a load of chicken skin in here as well. You've got to put loads of stuff in it, flavouring in there to make it taste of something nice instead of something horrible. We can get a cutter and cut out our very own patty. Just like that. Put some breadcrumbs on it. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, our very own patty. Now, who would still eat this? Great.
674.
What's going on?
I'm so excited right now.
I thought you'd never get up here, man. You were close a couple times.
Yeah, I was so close.
George, what do we got for?
Couple of prizes, Danielle. We've got a treadmill and a
When I remember watching Millionaire as a little kid with Regis hosting the show, and it was such a phenomenon. 10 million people watching a show about smart people every night, celebrating being smart. And I thought, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad being smart. Maybe it's not bad being a nerd. Maybe it's cool to be smart. And I followed that all the way, and I just graduated from medical school.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Maybe some lingering bills from med school we need to pay off? Perhaps. Let's take care of that today.
Let's work on it.
This is what you're up against. 14 questions from $500 all the way up to $1 million. Of course, you're going to have your 3 lifelines to use. You know how those work?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go?
I'm always ready.
Without further ado, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Bretton, good luck.
Thank you.
Here's your $500 question. Snapping selfies in kitchens you can't afford and taking a meatball break are 2 things BuzzFeed says every 20-something does on their first trip where? To Paris, to London, to Rome, to IKEA.
I'll tell you what, I think they do serve meatballs in IKEA. And I don't think that's the right answer, though. So, kitchens you can't afford, meatballs, sounds like it's got to be Rome to me. In fact, if I win $1 million, I would love to take a trip to Italy. I'm going to say Rome, final answer.
Bretton, it was IKEA.
Told me it was just the water pump.
He told you it was an as-is sale.
No, he did not tell me as-is.
No, I know. You go even farther. What you say is, I agreed to purchase a car for $33, and as long as it was not an as-is sale. Do you think I really think that conversation took place? Do you think I really? Well, so long as it's not an as-is sale, I'll pay you $3,300.
May I show you this? This is where we adjusted the price from $3,700 to $33,000, and she signed indicating that she understands that the repairs were in order and that the sale is as is, and it was further reduced from $37,000.
What have you got? She handed me something that says car overheats, can stalled, reduced from $37,000 to $33,000.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
and
she
then it
handed
has
you
her
that.
signature on it.
Yes,
What have you got? Let me see that.
That's the same document.
No, it's not. This has something different.
Because he never gave me an original copy.
Sold as is, where is, without recourse. Buyer understands car overheats, car stalls, reduced from $3,700. Oh, she whited it out.
No, I didn't white it out.
Oh, yes, you did, honey. I'm looking at it right here. She whited it out.
Wow.
She whited out. Get out of my courtroom. Verdict for the defendant. Unbelievable. She whited it out. Not even well. It's still right there.
It's crazy, man.
Wait a minute. Don't go in. Don't go in. This is your chance right here.
I do not want to talk about it because she is full of and I don't want to talk about it.
The defendant?
Yes, whatever. I don't want to.
Promotes negativity and things to his fans that should not be allowed to be made fun of or talked about in that type of way.
You're not me. No one knows who you are.
And so for me, it's about stopping that.
No. Your name is Comedy Shorts Gamer.
You're down here.
So I'm not going to delete.
You're making fun of something that could be out of someone's control. There are so many people out there who feel comfortable in their own bodies. It doesn't matter how big they are. And everyone should feel comfortable in their own bodies, and everyone can look however the they want.
I'm saying this now.
Whoa, hold on. First thing I noticed, man boobs.
And for you to make fun of somebody for their attributes that they might not be able to control is up, and you need to be stopped.